I'm Braden. I'm going to teach you how to make some potato tacos. Right here we have all our ingredients. We have our potatoes, our tortillas, vegetable oil, salt and pepper, and our 2 pounds of ground sirloin. Over here are our toppings. We're going to have grated cheese, onions, tomatoes, and lettuce. Before we start touching any of the ingredients, we're going to want to wash our hands. Make sure you have all your sleeves tied up, jewelry off. Girls, if you have your hair, tie that up. And you're going to want to make sure you wash your hands for as long as it takes you to sing the ABCs. So we're going to get started here by browning our 2 pounds of ground sirloin, and we're going to use our large skillet and turn it on to medium high, and then we are going to start pouring in the ground sirloin. And we're just going to mix it up until it's fully cooked, and we're going to set it aside for the next step. The meat's cooking, might get a little bit steamy, so we're going to turn the vet fan on. I turn it on low, it's not too loud. Okay, so once you've drained your ground sirloin, we're going to just set this off to the side. Start off all our potatoes by rinsing all of them, and after that we're going to peel them. Once you have rinsed all of your potatoes, I like to put a strainer with a paper towel inside of it to catch all the peelings, just so it doesn't make that big of a mess. And we're going to begin peeling our potatoes. Peeled all of our potatoes, and we are going to just get rid of all of the peelings. Makes it very easy if you put a paper towel down in the bowl before. Potatoes. We are going to grab the large pot and fill it up with our water. Just begin boiling the water. You want to fill the water up to a good amount so you know that all the potatoes will be covered. Once that's all filled up, we're going to turn our water off, carry it over. And we're just going to let that start boiling. We're going to begin cutting our potatoes, and we have our cutting board right here. We have our knife at the top of our cutting board. We're going to start. You want to make sure you choke up on the knife and use your claw right here. And you want to make sure that you try and get them as even as possible, and then we're going to put them in the boiling water. You want to put them as close as the water as you can so they don't jump back out at you. So for our next step, we're going to grate our cheese. Going to use, we have our lettuce, tomatoes, and onion. And we are going to begin by dicing up our tomatoes. Make sure you choke up. So these tomatoes can be as big or as small as you like them. We're just going to continue to cut them up. This is as small as we're going to go, but you can go smaller if you want. We're going to rinse off our hand and our cutting board and then get started with our lettuce. We're going to begin chopping that up. Once you get that all chopped up, we're going to put that in a separate bowl. So for our last topping, I recommend wearing eye protection. And we're going to be chopping that up as well. Again, this is all to your preference on how big you want your pieces. I feel like I can feel my eyes burning through these goggles. I'm going to fight through it. Once we're all done here, you're going to put them in your own separate little bowl. And that'll be it for the toppings. We're going to go on and check our potatoes. That should be close to being done. There's the timer right there. So I've taken out my potatoes that we've been boiling, and now I'm going to drain the water from the big pot right here. Make sure you drain it away from you so you do not risk burning yourself. And then we're going to put it back over here and put our potatoes back in the pot. Our potatoes are now cooked and we are going to begin mashing them, but before we do that we're going to measure out how much milk we're going to mix in. And it's approximately 1 cup. So there's our 1 cup as it settles down. Okay, so we're going to begin mixing up our potatoes. Keep it on low at first. Just find your right speed. We're going to slowly begin adding our milk. We're going to have to keep doing this until there are no chunks left. Keep adding that milk. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Just a couple shakes. For taste. Continue to mash them up. Should get really nice and creamy. We finished making our mashed potatoes, and we've got our cooked ground sirloin, and we're gonna mix the two together. Try and not spill any. I just do a little bit. Want to get all of that in there. We're going to begin to mix it all around. This is going to be what we are going to fill our taco shells with. I'll get it all nice and mixed in together. Alright, to begin cooking our tortillas, we have prepared a pan that we will put the finished taco shell in. To catch all the grease, we put some paper towels down. And we have our pan heating up right here. We're going to put a little bit of vegetable oil in it. Alright, so we have our vegetable oil heating up in the pan. So I think it's ready. We're going to get our tortilla, grab a spoonful of the mix, put it towards the middle of the tortilla. You don't want to keep it away from the sides so that none of the mix spills out when you're frying them. What you do is you want to start by frying the bottom of it. Then we are going to turn it on its sides. Let one side cook. Now we're going to flip it. And get it nice and crunchy, or however you like it actually. Doesn't take that long for it to harden up. Just checking them. Once it's made to your liking, then we can lift it up, drain it out, and we're going to set it in our pan. First one done. Just put however much you want in there. So here's what your potato tacos should look like when you're all finished. Pretty bomb.